team number 1, Green Emeralds. They are the first to go and the first to do their presentation. Are you ready?
Yes!
Okay, so we're also ready for you. Why don't you come over here and start your presentation. All the best to all of you.
This is Team Emerald, and I'm Dorothy. On my right is Lois. We have Jessica, Deborah, Jennifer, and then Crystal. So Ghana's 2021 population and housing census was conducted in the months of June and July this year. Ideally, this was done every 10 years, but because of the global pandemic that hit us in the year 2020, it was moved to 2021. And this exercise is done to keep records of the country's key statistics on the citizenship, and then our housing nature. Okay, so we Team Emeralds took up the challenge to bring out hidden insights from the data that was received from the Ghana Statistical Service and make most people easily appreciate and be able to relate to the data that was given by creating a dashboard. We took up the topic urbanization in Ghana, and we broadly said that urbanization is where large numbers of people become permanently concentrated in small areas forming cities. At this point, I would urge you to fasten your seatbelts as Crystal delves into the hidden insights from the data.
Wow. Thank you, Dorothy. So, my name is Crystal, and I'm here to help you better understand the urbanization situation in Ghana. I hope to do this by speaking to my dashboard and help you understand the implications of urbanization for us as a country now and in the years to come. So first of all, I'd like to say that we saw that Ghana's population currently stands at about 31 million. This represents an increase of about 6 million persons since 2010. In terms of the gender distribution, they are about 51% females and 49% males. We also saw that there are about 10 million housing structures in the country. To better understand where exactly urbanization is taking place, we decided to look at the regional distribution of the population data. As it turns out, Greater Accra is in the lead with a population of about 5.4 million individuals, followed closely by the Ashanti region with a population of 5.4 million as well. The least populous regions are the Savannah and Ahafo regions, with populations of about 600,000 individuals only. We decided to delve into the growth of each region since 2010. For that, we looked at the population share. As you can see from this chart, Greater Accra grew by the most, having a population growth of 17.79%, followed by the Ashanti region, which recorded a growth of 17.6%. Ahafo grew by the least, growing only by 1.8% since 2010. Okay, now we also looked at the gainers and losers of population share, which basically has to do with the marginal increase in growth of each region compared to the overall growth of the country, which was pegged at 25%. As it turns out, Greater Accra, Central, Northern, Bono and Bono East regions experienced increases in their population share, whereas Ashanti, Eastern, Oti, Ahafo and Volta regions experienced decreases in their population share. This doesn't mean that they didn't grow, because in fact, all regions grew. But what it means is that comparing to the overall growth of the nation, they didn't grow as fast as they should have. Okay, so we asked ourselves, what was accounting for this increase in population share by Greater Accra and decrease in other regions? We saw that, according to the migration data, about 1.6 million people migrated into the Greater Accra region from all other regions. The other regions didn't experience as much migration as Greater Accra did. And this is what accounted for the increase, the proportionally larger increase in Greater Accra's population. relationship. To better understand the situation on the ground, we also took a look at the population density. So population density is basically the number of individuals per square kilometer. And the overall figure for Ghana is 129 persons per square kilometer. For the regional population density, we saw that, again, Greater Accra was in the lead with a population density of about 1,678 persons per square kilometer. And that gives us an idea of what the urbanization situation is regionally. But to delve deeper into the implications of this one for us as a nation, I'd like to call on my colleague Jennifer to speak to us on the downsides of urbanization.
Thank you. In analyzing the data, we saw some downsides. And we asked ourselves, can population density correlate with the rate of spread of communicable diseases? We can see that Greater Accra, Ashanti, Eastern, Volta regions recorded high density of populations in their region. Switching to the COVID data, we can see that, again, Greater Accra, Volta region, Ashanti, Central, and Eastern regions recorded high cases of COVID over the short period. So we can clearly and boldly say that there is a positive correlation between the rate of spread of communicable diseases and population density. And therefore, the higher the population density, the higher the spread of communicable diseases. And again, we saw that there are creation of slums at a higher rate. So we can say that though we see many buildings around down south, we could say that 3.9 million are used for non-residential purposes, and 254,940 are used for both residential and other uses, and the rest are residential uses only. So we further broke these structures into types and said that from the data we can see that 21% of the structural types are non-conventional structures. And we also said that 1 out of every 5 Ghanaians dwells in kiosks, metal containers, wooden structures, and the others, which we can classify. So, it can be said that there is a housing problem, and this needs to be solved. So, my colleague Deborah will be talking about the positive sides of migration. Thank you.
Even though urbanization has its negative side, it has also led to the increased economic growth. That is, larger number of people increases large market. And this helps entrepreneurs and private sectors grow their business to create more job opportunities for the society. Not only do they benefit entrepreneurs and people living at a place, it also benefits the country in increased production. And this helps us attain a higher GDP and increase per capita. Thank you.
One may ask, can the resultant downsides of many people living and settling down in particular city areas be managed and controlled? My colleague Jennifer already gave us an overview of the housing structures in Ghana. And from the Greater Accra data, we can see that Greater Accra, which is an urbanized area, has an increasing number of non-conventional structures, which is metal containers, wooden structures, and kiosks. So we can see that a section of people living in Accra are not living under favorable conditions. Even though they moved with the mindset that they are seeking greener pastures, they end up living in houses that are nothing to write about. How can this be solved? There should be proper urban planning and architectural planning. Also, there should be a shift of focus to the rural areas, to the development of the rural areas by provision of electricity, communication services, and education, so that those places will be attractive to them, so that they wouldn't move to other areas to see greener pastures. Also, employment opportunities should be provided in these rural areas so that they wouldn't live from those places. And there should be creation of private-public partnerships so that there will be provision of essential services at affordable rates to the people of the nation. Our God lawyers to wrap up everything for us.
So in conclusion, we found out that Ghana's population has increased by 25%. And also, there was a migration of 1.6 million people from other regions to Accra, therefore making Accra very dense. We are not necessarily saying that migration from the rural areas to urban areas is a bad thing. It's a good thing, and entrepreneurs can take advantage of the opportunity as it creates a larger market for businesses. However, there are other negative effects that, if not checked, could in the future be of great danger to the country. So, from the COVID data, we realized that about 70,000 people were infected with COVID cases in Accra, and as a result of it being densely populated. And also, from the structures, you can see that 67% of people live in conventional areas in Accra. However, 33% live in unconventional areas, which we see to be a very alarming situation, because with the rate at which people are moving to Accra, in the next 10 years, we foresee this numbers increasing as there's no space for structures to be put in place. So we therefore ask, how can we sustain the movement of people to areas like Accra? We can do this by ensuring that our cities and urban areas are properly planned. In planning, we create more space so that projects like the affordable housing project that has been instituted by the government can continue to build structures for the average Ghanaian to afford. Also, with projects like the One District, One Factory in place, we could also be able to industrialize rural areas so that it becomes more attractive for the normal rural dwellers, in as much as so that they wouldn't move or see moving from their area to other areas for greener pastures as a thing, but they'll realize that wherever they are, there's gold there to be mined. Thank you very much.
Emerald Green, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for them. It is clear that these talented young ones are telling you and I, especially parents, guardians, friends, and loved ones that are here to support them, that we should start going to our hometown. What's Accra? And let's go there and develop there so that we can go there also and stay there and then make business happen over there. Accra is getting choked. I'm experiencing it, and I'm sure that you're also doing the same thing. And for the last time, a round of applause for everyone.
Thanks very much for the presentation. Amongst us, we've generated, in what you said, we've generated a lot of questions. We also don't want to give the other teams free the stage. what to expect, so we'll be as reasonable in our question answering as possible. I have three questions, and it was, I think, on the back of what one of the ladies said. And I was intrigued as to how you actually compile the data. You know, in terms of, did the data come raw? How clean was it before you started your exercise? That's number one. Number two, in the exercise that you perform and the analysis, or let me say the prognosis that you've given for solving some of the problems, do you see yourselves as being commercially useful to an organization like, let's say, planning, Ghana Planning, Ministry of Planning? Is this something you can potentially give them in terms of value for policy decision making and all of those things? So it's a collective question, two questions. Any of you can answer. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So, to answer the first question, and how the data was, we got the raw data from the population and housing census, and then we had to query it and then clean it a bit to make it useful for our presentation. And basically just compiled it to a data model and then generating pivot tables to power our dashboard. I'd like to call on yours.
Okay, the question was if it's going to be commercially viable. I believe it will be, because we need such information to see how we need to intensify the planning of our cities. Because as it stands now, our cities are not well structured. People are building anyhow, using the land that we don't have much of anyhow. So if this gets into their hands, they will see that in the near future, we are going to have dismantled settlements. And that, I believe, would help intensify how planning of our homes are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. It was a very insightful presentation. And I, for one, feel that out of every 5 Ghanaians, 1 person lost the based on the housing deficit, you said out of every 5 Ghanaians, 1 person lost in what?
Non-conventional structure.
Yeah, I think that's good information. Okay, so just on one of the points, I don't know if the presentation on that, on the correlation between the urbanization and communicable diseases.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, phones should be silent, please. Put it on silent, and then also, if you can vibrate and you're okay with that, please. Thank you.
On the point of correlation between the urbanization and communicable diseases. Okay.
And the rates of spread of communicable diseases and population density.
And population density. And there was your analysis was positively correlated based on COVID. Outside of COVID, did you look at any other communicable disease? So malaria out. I just wanted to
communicable diseases are mostly one spread by viruses, bacteria. And then we're handicapped with the numbers and then the data. So we got our hands on COVID. And COVID is more like the reigning
They were the low-hanging fruit for you. Because there's data, because there's data on all of them. There's data on all of them. If you Google them, you'll get it. Let me use this for lack of better words. On that side alone was the main word. Because you have data for malaria, you have that for diarrhea, when there's a breakout of the sanitation issues, you have all this information. When you go on to their website, you get it. That is it. The reason she's asking, it buttresses your point. It makes it more strong. and it's true. So when you are putting across an information, like the brother said, to sell out to somebody who's a policy decision maker, he needs those information. And COVID alone will not fly, because we've lived with others over years with mattresses the point that the same. COVID just came in about 2 years ago. Right. So citing that alone makes your case weaker. If anybody gets anything more than that, the person gets a higher market value. That's the advantage. Okay, so now that I have the mic, let me just also continue with that. When it was a good presentation anyway. My only one or two observations is got to do with the information that you presented with. You know that those who presented the report, they are setting objectives that we're looking at in this population. I was actually looking at to see how your dashboard was going to align itself with it. I don't want to speak too much to give them the truth, but then you were supposed to be presenting that was trying to bring out how some of these objectives were going to be tackled. Now this information was going to present to them how those objectives are able to achieve them. Right. So once you are presenting, that's what I would say, that you are selling this policy later. These objectives are something that you want to see, right, with a click of the button, so that you can formulate those policies. So, good work.